A new run every week. Beautiful Hurricane Rana from Gabriel. And there's the unholy roller. I want to kill you. You're gonna die, AJ Styles, and a black wheel. Yeah.
As always, we thank you for joining us here at NWA Wildside, Nation's #1 pro wrestling alternative. Stephen Prazak along with Dan the Dragon Wilson. Last week, we have unveiled a new Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champ. Hang on to your hats, kids. It's parolee Slim J defeated Jeremy Lopez. And Lopez held this Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship for a period collectively damn near a year. Slim J is the new Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champion. Will wonders never cease? Boy, that's one for the books there. We also saw a meeting of Wildside Heavyweight Champion, and I can't emphasize the word heavy enough. We're talking about No Pain Train Iceberg meeting up nose to nose with apparently his challenger for Fright Night, the equally massive Stone Mountain. Apparently at Fright Night 2002, it's gonna be inked up. Stone Mountain meeting Iceberg for the Wildside Heavyweight Championship. That was quite an amazing episode of Wildside last week. This week, I believe, is a whole nother story.
Well, wrestling fans, this week, Jeff G. Bailey and John Phoenix have collectively promised that the green guy is going to be revealed tonight. They plan on taking him out tonight. They're calling him out, and they're saying that this is the last time they're gonna do so. Okay, also the main event tonight, fans, on NWA Wildside, with the winner receiving a spot, the final spot, in the Wildside Fright Night 2002 Tag Team Tournament. The Lost Boys, Azrael and Gabriel, take on the team from Ring of Honor, Quiet Storm and Chris Devine, collectively known as Devine Storm. That's this week on Wildside.
Gonna follow what I fight for. Be the product of this world that enslaves me. I'm not for survive my war. All new shit are crazy shit. I'm your God and I'll tell you what to see. One day a real ringer wants to film up on the streets.
Next week, Dobbin Brothers, I don't know what you're thinking, but I know what I'm thinking. I know I'm not going to have my back against anybody or anything except my partner, Sean Royal. One half of the Tunnel Down Destruction. You gave me a permanent scar, that's fine. I got to look in the mirror every day. But I tell you what, payback's for hell, and hell's coming.
What it's going to be is your first lesson. Rule number 1, there are no rules. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. You get the message? Your mama didn't warn you about sneaking up behind a man like a gutless, spineless, cockroach bastard that you are, did she? All you got to do is look in the book, right there in Ass Whipping 101. Walk up to a man and get in his face and tell him, I'm gonna kick your ass. Now, when you got enough cojones to get up there and talk to somebody like a man, you can get your ass kicked like everybody else. So next week, make sure you at Fright Night, Doobie Brothers, because we're going to smoke you. Then we're going to go down to the little hoochie hole and burn a doobie and watch some booby. Happy Halloween.
2, 3.
He was recently added to our Saturday night television taping, which we cordially invite you all to join us for. We take the first and third Saturdays of every month in Cornelia, Georgia, here at the NWA Arena, just 75 miles northeast of Atlanta. If you're in the North Georgia area, come on up and get a healthy dose of NWA Wildside. The difference in body type between Mr. Smooth and Mr. Adrian is really remarkable.
If I have to look at another grown man's bare ass on national television, I quit.
It wouldn't be pro wrestling if you did. No. What kind of Greco-Roman move was that? I see where the Greco part comes in. Ugh.
Disgusting.
Looks like Mr. Smooth is discovering his inner female. And apparently every vital organ in his body has just been shaken up, courtesy of a backdrop from Jeremy V and Jeff Lewis.
Big double back chop by V and Lewis. Somebody needs to just shoot that kid and put him out of his misery.
Wouldn't be much of a tag team if he did that. Whoa, good Lord!
Surround super kick by Jeremy V and Jeff Lewis.
And the exotic Michael Adrian not feeling too exotic at the moment. Boy, a pair of feet right in the chin. Jeff Lewis up top.
Jeff Lewis with a swanton bomb to the outside.
And the Elite Swingers feel like they've been swinging from a noose after Jeff Lewis diving into him like a missile from out of the blue.
I tell you, this Jeff Lewis has had one of the most impressive early runs of any rookie I can remember here in Wildside history. Only Jeremy V probably second to him.
Speaking of runs, I think Scottie Smooth is experiencing a set of the runs at the moment. And trying to take...
Scottie Smooth is a walking case of the runs.
Yes.
Double underhook superplex. And quickly, agility by Michael Adrian, the likes of which I've never seen from a man quite his size. He's a big old boy.
He certainly is. And the abbreviated Elite Swingers, who now number only 2 with Vincent I. Payne on the shelf, looks like they're making some serious progress here this week against the team of Jeff Lewis and Jeremy V.
Irish whip, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Michael Adrian.
Big hello to all the Wildside fans watching us every week in Little Rock on KTSS on Channel 55. Along the Urban America Television Network.
Bill Clinton's got a lot of free time. He's watching us in Little Rock.
Yeah, Bill's been on the Wildside for a while now.
Oh, of course.
Matter of fact, that move by Exotic Adrian, I believe that's one of Bill's favorite moves. The old intern swivel, I believe. Yeah, he is definitely ripe to be tagged, and there it is. Jeff Lewis goes charging after exotic Michael Adrian. Fists are flying this week here in Wildside.
Adrian ducks a clothesline. Overhead belly to belly by Jeff Lewis. Oh! And Jeff Lewis takes a vicious tumble to the floor.
Michael Adrian is so tall. I think maybe Lewis had in mind to land on the apron. No such luck, though.
Well, if Michael Adrian would quit taunting before every move he did, pump handle powerbomb, tremendous maneuver, but pinned the man. At his size, he ought to be destroying people, not dancing around like a jackass.
He should leave the jackass to Scottie Smooth. He's got that art well taken in hand. They have perched Jeremy V up on that top turnbuckle. Unbeknownst to them, Jeff Lewis perched on the other one. A drop kick right onto Michael Adrian. Ditto that on Scottie Smooth. And the alternate spot has been won by Jeremy V.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners, gaining the #1 alternate spot in the Wildside Tag Team Tournament, the team of Jeremy V and Jeff Lewis.
Hard-fought victory. Unfortunately, the Elite Swingers, and this combination is fairly new as a tag team team. And that Scottie Smooth needs help, and I hope he gets it backstage here at the NWA Arena, Dan.
Yeah, he needs help being escorted out of the building.
Coming up next, the ticking time bomb, Scottie Wrenn, meeting up with one half of Future Shock, Jay Freeze. It's next. And Jay Freeze just jumped the ticking time bomb. Scottie Wrenn trying to shove Wrenn's face first into the security railing. I think Wrenn was able to stop that along the way. But Freeze going after a chair under the ring. Wants the upper hand on the ticking time bomb. Too sweet. Good Lord, this clock. The ticking time bomb on the head. And I think it's just making him angry.
Well, the ticking time bomb has a large history for chair shots. Oh, good, great German suplex turning Jay Freeze inside out.
Oh, my Lord. We nearly saw a decapitation of a grown man. ×2.
Good grief.
Do you think at this moment in time, Dan, that Jay Freeze has any more respect for Scottie Wrenn and or his tag team partner, Tank? What do you think?
I have no idea. Singles action here to try to further this rivalry. Scottie Wrenn and Tank been screwed by Future Shock on 2 different occasions.
You know, I think that is precisely the one tag team you would least want to irk, you know?
Well, Future Shock's brain cells went out the window.
Ooh! A charging lariat from the ticking time bomb, Scottie Wrenn, and Jay Freeze is in probably one of the worst shapes of his life at the moment.
Future Shock gained a huge win over the Lost Boys just 2 weeks ago on Wildside.
Looks like Jay Freeze is hanging around the ringside, really washing his hands of Scottie Wrenn. The crowd chanting "Future Suck," which is always gets under the skin of both Jay Freeze and Brandon P. But Jay Freeze is, he's heading for the showers. Jay Freeze has apparently thought better of having to face Scottie Wrenn, and Jay Freeze has been counted out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match as a result of a countout, the ticking time bomb, Scottie Wrenn. Jay Freeze toted such an ass whipping, he left.
He didn't have his partner in crime, Brandon P, with him this evening, even though Tank is now in casa. Still, Scottie Wrenn by himself is a very, very dangerous man.
And both of those teams now entered into the Wildside Tag Team Tournament coming up at Fright Night 2002. You better check it out.
And coming up next, the original chosen one, Rick Michaels here in Wildside.
Last month, the National Wrestling Alliance unleashed TNA, total non-stop action. And now the saga continues with world-class superstars, including the one and only Scott Hall, former world champion Jeff Jarrett, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, hardcore midget mayhem, and feel the heat from the TNA girls. Every Wednesday night at 8, TNA, total non-stop action. Wednesdays will never be the same. Call your local cable operator or satellite provider to order.
I get the impression Michaels wants to start his barbed wire ways here this evening against Big League Brian Black. Taking a look at the contract here in the format, I don't believe barbed wire is part of the deal here tonight. Let me check. Yeah, no barbed wire here, but there's obviously no telling Rick Michaels that. Happily, security taking barbed wire away out of harm's way. Big League Brian Black looking for a little bit of respect here this evening. I believe you have to earn it, but when you're good 6'6", apparently young Mr. Black is, I think respect is not too far away.
Collar and elbow tie upside headlock applied by the original chosen one, Rick Michaels, going into Fright Night 2002. He has made a challenge for the barbed wire match against Rainman. We saw that on last week's program. And Rick Michaels is fired up beyond belief. And this is not a good night for Big League Brian Black to be making his Wildside debut, and certainly not a good opponent if he wants to win.
No argument here. Michaels just hoisting Big League Brian Black over that top rope. Michaels totally unforgiving. of anything and anything in his path, anything that stops him along the way to Rainman in that barbed wire match at Fright Nights 2002. They're in for trouble. Apparently the fans, these South Atlanta boys, have offered Rick Michaels a couple of chairs. Not for sitting purposes, methinks. All big Wildside fans watching us every week in Philadelphia on WGTW every Friday night at 1 o'clock. Philly, we love you.
And Rick Michaels swinging for the fences on Big League Brian Black. A maneuver that has become a staple of this veteran.
Looks like Big League is now into Little League. Courtesy of a chair and in a very unfortunate place from the original Chosen One, Rick Michaels.
Tremendous chops by Rick Michaels. Irish whip into the far corner. Michaels comes back with a forearm shot. Rick Michaels drops an elbow. The original Chosen One. One of the cornerstones of this company. One of the men that's been around the block longer than any of them. Short on clothesline by the original Chosen One, and he's got Rainman on the brain. 2 count only.
Frankly, Rainman's not all that hard to find. I did see him walking around the parking lot earlier on here this evening. Actually, if you notice, Rick Michaels is constantly looking around. Even every pin attempt on Big League Brian Black, he does not want another ambush from Rainman.
Well, you know when you're going up against the NWA Elite, they're going to attack in numbers. They tried to attack Rick Michaels in numbers last week here on his program.
Although as dangerous a man as Rainman is, Big League Brian Black is apparently quite a handful. Didn't know they grew him that big in Pennsylvania. I guess they do.
Big League Brian Black in his Wildside debut here against Rick Michaels.
Stomping away at the fallen shell of the original Chosen One. And speaking of Fright Night, we have a big tag team encounter in main event this week where the Lost Boys face Indie Sensations Devine Storm for that final slot in the Fright Night Tag Team Invitational. Big super kick from Rick Michaels.
Rick Michaels laying it in there. Rick Michaels blocks a punch, counters a forearm shot. Irish whip by Michaels. Back body drop. And a drop kick. And Rick Michaels has Brian Black up. There's the first puck. There's the double shot.
We are complete. The original Chosen One, Rick Michaels, continues his winning ways.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the original Chosen One, Rick Michaels.
You can set your watch by it. Here comes Rainman. Rick Michaels perhaps saw a coming super kick to the face of Rick Michaels. Oh, and the barbed wire brass knucks. And Rainman decides to take a hike to a safer area, anywhere away from Rick Michaels and that barbed wire knucks. Soon enough, Fright Night 2002. Rainman and Rick Michaels and a ring surrounded by barbed wire. Blood will be spilled. And I believe it'll be an equal opportunity bleeding event. Just a hunch. Rick Michaels showing the Soul Assassin what he's in for. A wrestling ring wrapped with barbed wire. Could not possibly imagine anything more dangerous. Michaels ripping barbed wire across his own forehead. Oh boy.
A picture speaks 1,000 words.
It shows you the state of mind that Rick Michaels is in right now. He actually carving up his own forehead just to goad Rainman. Just a very subtle hint of what is in store for the Soul Assassin. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in the history of NWA Wildside, November 2nd, Fright Night 2002, the original Chosen One, Rick Michaels, locks horns in perhaps the final bout with the Soul Assassin Rainman, a barbed wire match.
It's gonna be grim. Fright Nights 2002. Coming up next, Jeff G. Bailey presents from the NWA Elite, John Phoenix. It's next.
I'm Joey Styles. Vince McMahon and the WWF don't want you to know what I know. I have secret sources inside the WWF locker room and inside the WWF offices. I have all the news that you're not supposed to know. Plus, all the news on your favorite local wrestling promotions. Call the number on your screen now.
Tonight, the Devine Storm makes their tag team debut here in the NWA Wildside. Tonight, we're going to encounter the Lost Boys, Wildside's most popular team. At stake tonight, a shot to go to Fright Night 2002, a chance what we're gonna have to win the tag team titles. So Lost Boys, tonight, get ready to get dropped on your freaking necks.
Lost Boys, we give you all the respect in the world. For Quiet Storm, Chris Devine, and Trinity, we'll see you at Fright Night.
Those who tell a tale, the tale of a beast that crawled out of the bottomless pit. When he walked, the ground shook and the skies opened up. Iceberg! On Fright Night, that tale becomes a reality. On a night when all the freaks come out, the biggest, baddest freak of all is coming to take your belt. My belt.
Green mask and a green hood. That's very DC Comics-like. But he's been getting John Phoenix's goat at every available opportunity, and he wants it over with now.
I am sick, and I am tired of this crap! Green guy, get your ass in this ring right now!
John Phoenix wants his green guy. And there is a man who's walking down the ramp wearing a green mask. And he's pointing at another green guy in the other corner, in the northeast corner of the NWA arena. And he's pointing at... What is this? What is going on? It's a damn green guy symphony. There are 4 green guys in alternate corners of the NWA arena. Any idea which one is the authentic one? The lights go out again. Seems to be a habit here. I've heard of dark matches, but this is ridiculous. We've got a green guy in the ring. So a big kick to the chest. What the hell? A Styles Clash? A Styles Clash from this green guy could well be... Wow, the green guy just caught Jeff Bailey. Already, I'm quite fond of this green guy shoving Bailey out of the ring. A Styles Clash? Could this green guy actually be AJ Styles? Or could it... Oh my God! It's Jason Cross! Bigger and I've ever seen it before, and the damn lights out again. Jason Cross! Apparently, he's the green guy. And he has just pretty much destroyed John Phoenix. Oh boy. boy, Jeff Bailey and John Face cannot believe it. We have seen who the Green Man is, the real one. It's Jason Cross. Former Wildside heavyweight champion. Man who has trained with John Phoenix. And Jeff Bailey apparently has just inked it. John Phoenix facing Jason Cross. Hope we can bleep that one out. Jeff Bailey, friend of everybody. Oh, the subtext. Jason Cross meeting John Phoenix. The Green Man has been unveiled. Former NWA Wildside heavyweight champion Jason Cross facing John Phoenix at Fright Night 2002. More Wildside right after this. Thanks to the technology of television, literally all over North America are quite knowledgeable of what everybody's capable of doing. And everybody is going to be putting forth an amazing effort here this evening. Just a hunch. I think the Lost Boys seem to be even more lost than ever here this evening.
They grow a little more bizarre each week. And that's okay. They're a Wildside original. Interesting connection here between the team of the Lost Boys and Devine Storm.
You're about to tell us, aren't you?
I am. The Lost Boys ushered into Wildside by the sinister minister, James Mitchell.
Yeah?
That's who founded the Lost Boys, the creator of the Lost Boys. James Mitchell was the manager of the trainer of Devine Storm, Mikey Whipwreck. 6 degrees of separation.
Of Jim Mitchell. I'm going home. You're on your own, Dan. Sorry, I gotta go.
That's Quiet Storm and Gabriel getting ready to lock it up in the ring. Two very different styles, yet very similar, all in the same aspect. These two teams feeling each other out, collar and elbow tie up in the center of the ring. Devine Storm with a side headlock.
We all know the tag team scene at the Ring of Honor is a brutal one indeed. It's no less tough here at Wildside, and with that tag team invitational at Fright Night hanging in the balance, a slot in that tournament is indeed a choice one indeed. A lot of folks would love to get their hands on Wildside tag team gold, and that's how you go about it. The Lost Boys have been there before.
Quiet Storm now, an impressive technical wrestler of Canadian descent.
Crowd watching in hushed respect to these two tag teams dusting off their A games here this evening with so much at stake.
And neither team is rushing into this. Very methodical. As our old pal Larry Zbyszko used to say, a human game of chess. Quiet Storm up and over. Arm drag takeover on Gabriel. Beautifully executed, hanging on to that arm. Snapmare tech. Whoa, look at that by Quiet Storm. Countered out of a snapmare with a cartwheel. Shoulder tackle down goes Gabriel. Kip up by Gabriel. Irish whip. Leapfrog. Rolled through there by Quiet Storm. Gabriel follows through. Tilt-a-whirl lands on his feet. Waist lock, standing switch, reversal into Irish whip into the far corner. Quiet Storm follows him, boot to the face by Gabriel. Quiet Storm going for a Hurricane Rana, connects, sends Gabriel rolling through. Quiet Storm armbar takeover. Irish whip. Hurricane Rana takeover by Gabriel. Countering, Barry catches, can't. Pair of arm drags. One apiece. There's one for Quiet Storm. Beautiful wrestling here. Kip up by Gabriel. Unbelievable here.
I've already called catch can. I think both these guys are going very slowly, slow on their own level. Have a lot of respect here. I mean, Gabriel pretty much pointing at Quiet Storm with quite a sense of respect. Quiet Storm we saw a number of months ago facing Jeremy Lopez, former Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champion, in one of those classic matchups that come around quite rarely in these days of professional wrestling.
Azrael going for a big kick, but Chris Devine counters it, goes right into a front chancer. This is our first look here at Chris Devine in a Wildside ring. But he's made his mark in many other places, especially as a tag team wrestler, and that's why the team of Devine Storm has been warranted this main event matchup. Kip up, cartwheel, fireman's carry takeover by Chris Devine.
The team of Devine Storm are definitely making the Lost Boys play their game at their pace. Seems to be a very unusual Lost Boys match.
Up and over by Azrael. Up and over by Chris Devine. Leapfrog by Azrael. Leg sweep takedown, lateral press. Chris Devine kicks him off quickly. Leg sweep takedown by Chris Devine. Azrael with the same quickness in response.
It's funny, the Lost Boys tend to like things a little bit more violent. This is a tack I've seldom really seen them take. Oh, surprise dropkick from Chris Devine. The respect may still be there, but the fondness, I think, is evaporating quite quickly. The Lost Boys have decided that maybe to cool their jets a little on the floor of the NWA arena.
Tope suicida through the middle rope by Chris Devine.
And both shoulders take out the team of the Lost Boys. Lost Boys slowly getting to their feet. Here comes Quiet Storm.
Slingshot Tope Canelo to the outside by Quiet Storm.
Gabriel slowly making his way to the ring to perhaps add to this humanity you see stretched before you.
Gabriel, Arabian press to the outside. And Trinity is sneaking about here.
Who, after an Arabian press, manages to land on their feet and continue to dish out punishment? What the hell?
Trinity with a moonsault to the outside.
You know, Andrew Thomas would certainly be within his right to disqualify the team of Devine Storm, but like all the faithful here at the NWA arena, we want to see some genuine winners in this matchup between the Lost Boys and Devine Storm for a slot, the Tag Team Invitational at Fright Night.
Lost Boys going for the time warp. Chris Devine blocks it. They were going for the head sandwich. He didn't block that time warp. Beautiful execution by the Lost Boys. And somehow, through all of this, the teams ended up in different corners. It's a whirlwind here, well, American Lucha Libre.
Yeah, but just so long as they're in opposite corners, we'll be all right.
Oh, good grief.
One of those patented Azrael kicks to the head. And Chris Devine is knocked into La La Land. He took 3 of them. That'll send your balance into the next state.
Azrael, lethal kicks. But what else does he deliver? Chris Devine hard into the far corner.
Azrael goes charging with a fist to the face.
Oh, Gabriel with a spinning kick almost off a tornado DDT there. A reversal by Chris Devine. Charges with a clothesline into the corner. Snapmare takeover onto Gabriel. Kick of his own to the back there. Chris Devine coming off the ropes. Baseball slide to the face.
You figure Gabriel's ripe for the pinning. Chris Devine thinks otherwise. Tag to Quiet Storm. What a tag team scene we have here at NWA Wildside.
And Quiet Storm now viciously opening up on Gabriel.
Devine Storm would like nothing more than a return visit to Wildside to participate in that tag team invitational. The rate they're going, they may very well make it.
Irish whip by Quiet Storm. Big hard clothesline. Azrael tried to tag Quiet Storm from behind. Storm turned around and nailed him with a forearm shot. Irish whip by Quiet Storm. Sunset flip by Gabriel. 2 count only. Gabriel ducks the clothesline. Victory roll. Crucifix by Gabriel, but Quiet Storm countered that.
But somehow Gabriel still gets a left shoulder up in time. We're talking about two tag teams who have teamed with each other for so many times. Azrael and Gabriel know each other inside and out. Ditto that Devine Storm. Tag team wrestling, my friends, just doesn't get much better than this.
Nagasataru, no, Gabriel rolls through again. There's a reverse rolling prawn hold there by Gabriel. Oh, good grief.
Big kick to the side of the head, which would knock down any human being.
Chris Devine, a variation on an old theme there with the Ghetto Blaster. See how many people remember that one.
I think you're the only one, Dan. The only one. Ghetto Blaster, bloody hell.
And Quiet Storm now. Hooking Gabriel, powerbombing him down hard. 2 count only. Quiet Storm, now look at him. In a crossface.
Hoping for a concession out of Gabriel. Bending the head of Gabriel so far back, tying up the left arm.
Storm very skilled in submission, as we've talked about before in his previous outing here in Wildside. But he has one of the most devastating finishing maneuvers I have ever witnessed. A maneuver called the Storm Cradle Driver, and I'm sure at some point during this matchup, he's going to try to incorporate that backdrop onto the head of Gabriel. And Gabriel favoring the neck. The Storm Cradle Driver affects just that, the neck. He may be softening up Gabriel for that maneuver, and if he hits it, there's no getting up.
And if there's a weak spot on Gabriel of the Lost Boys, it is the neck, as any Wildside historian would know. And I'm sitting next to the name one.
TNT did a number on that neck many times. Quiet Storm going for a diving headbutt off the top, but Gabriel gets out of the way.
Is Gabriel in any shape to tag Azrael? He's crawling in the wrong direction. His sense of direction, I'm sure, has been altered severely, courtesy of Devine Storm. Tags made on both ends of the ring.
Azrael's in.
Azrael punching away at Devine Storm.
Nagasataru on Quiet Storm, but he counters that. Didn't counter the kick to the midsection there. Sit out Death Valley Driver Powerbomb combo. Chris Devine breaks that one up in a hurry.
Still in the ring is Gabriel, though not the legal man. That's not stopping Chris Devine any, but Azrael. And Quiet Storm fighting away on the northwest side of the ring here.
Tornado DDT. Chris Devine countered it though. And Azrael just kicking away on Quiet Storm on the outside. Irish whip by Quiet Storm. Gabriel counters there, rolls all the way through. German suplex, but Gabriel lands on his feet. And Chris Devine. Big super kick by the Angel of Death. Gabriel's going to the top here. Chris Devine rolling well out of the way. And Quiet Storm telegraphing that maneuver.
Quiet Storm knocking Gabriel off his perch. Things are not looking too promising for Wildside tag team mainstays, the Lost Boys, at the moment.
Top rope German suplex by Quiet Storm. If Gabriel's neck was in one piece before, it isn't now. Quiet Storm off the top, but he misses a moonsault.
A beautiful moonsault that only affected Quiet Storm.
Azrael turning Quiet Storm inside out with his own variation of the Emerald Frozen. Fallen Arcadia by the Lost Boys.
Chris Devine in to break up the pin attempt by Azrael. Who the legal men are, your guess is as good as mine.
Azrael tosses Chris Devine to the outside. Palm strike there. And wait a minute. What the? Storm Cradle Driver. There's the Storm Cradle Driver.
That is it. Oh, thunderous kick to the head from Azrael, breaking up a sure pin by Quiet Storm. Within a matter of the fraction of a second, the Lost Boys are almost tossed out of Fright Night 2002.
Azrael went for the springboard leg lariat. Quiet Storm got out of the way and nailed Andrew Thomas.
Well, if it had to hit somebody, he gets my vote. Quiet Storm making his way up to that top turnbuckle, shaken loose by Gabriel. What on earth? Azrael is clear across the other side of the ring. Here comes TNT throwing Azrael. Oh my God, Azrael hit neck first on that top rope. TNT interrupting this match with so much riding on it.
These dirty sons of bitches.
Chris Devine taking Tony Stradlin off. Oh my God. In the southeast corner of the ring, it's Trinity.
Well, Devine Storm is not going to let TNT spoil their Wildside outing. If they want to beat the Lost Boys, they want to beat the Lost Boys. They don't want TNT's help. Brainbuster by Quiet Storm. Devine Storm. They have just defeated the Lost Boys. Gabriel kicks out.
Where Gabriel gets it from, I have no earthly idea. But despite the involvement of TNT when the referee was momentarily taken out of the picture, it's still the Lost Boys and Devine Storm going at it.
Set out powerbomb by Gabriel. Chris Devine plows Gabriel out with a baseball slide to the face. Chris Devine now, like he was going for some kind of maneuver there. It was for a fireman's carry. Well, wait a minute. They've got Devine up. Excommunicator.
And the Lost Boys are going to Fright Night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match earning the final slot at Fright Night, the Lost Boys.
And the team of TNT, who are the Wildside Tag Team Champions, are not particularly excited about this development whatsoever. They wanted the Lost Boys out of the picture. And Tony Stradlin fit to be tied. He's also fit to be beaten the hell up by Devine Storm. Boy, fists are flying between these three teams here.
It's Blackout! Blackout!
The team of Blackout reuniting for Fright Night, and we're getting it here a couple weeks early, it looks like. Tag team insanity going on.